Hi friends, I'm Miss Holly. I'm back again today to share another fun art project with you. In today's lesson, we talked about the wonderful things that God has made and how His creations are just pretty exciting. They're so exciting they make us go, wow! So think of something that you think is wow in God's world, a creation, and we're going to focus on the wow part. So this made me think of pop art. And pop artists, have you ever seen any of their work? Sometimes they use words like zoom and pop or pow. So I thought we could make wow. So for today's lesson, if you have some paints, great, grab some paint, maybe something simple like primary colors. Often that's what the pop artists use, so that's colors like red, yellow, and blue. And if you have any bubble wrap, or maybe you have some packing paper like this, and I'm going to use this for some stamping. So paintbrush, bubble wrap, or something similar that you could print, and I'm going to show you how we can make our own picture, pop art picture of wow. So I had this envelope from a package. I am cutting this out because I didn't have just regular bubble wrap. You might be lucky enough to have some bubble wrap for yours. So I'm going to squeeze out a little bit of paint. Just using a paper plate for right now. And a brush, kind of dab some of the excess off. And I'm going to paint this. Now, as I said, regular bubble wrap would probably work a little better than this, but I am making you do with what I have around the house. So this is one option. You can paint, you got to work a little bit quickly so this doesn't dry out before you can stamp with it. And then I'm going to show you another option if you don't have bubble wrap or packing envelope like this. Another way you can make your dots. Those are called Ben-Day dots. You would see them in comic strips a long time ago when they would print like we have in the computer, like little pixels. So here we go. I'm going to take this, I'm going to gently stamp it on a white sheet of paper. Now I don't want too much paint, otherwise it would just ooze everywhere. So let's see how well that printed. Do a little massage. Awesome. I think that was a pretty successful print. So let me show you another alternative if you don't have bubble wrap. Okay, here's the other option. This will take a little bit more patience and a little bit more time. You could take a pencil that has a fairly new eraser and you can stamp your dots by hand, even spacing. You'll get the same effect. These are such neat, tiny little dots. This is kind of relaxing and enjoyable. And you can create a background of dots. I'm using window spacing to lay these out, alternating to create dots. So whichever way you can, get some dots, and I suppose if you even had to, you could just get your crayon and you can make your own dots that way too, right? We just make do with what we have. Same thing, window spacing, creating my own version of Ben-Day dots. All right, so keep working until you have enough to fill your page for a background. I am going to write the word wow. It might be easy for you first to very lightly lay out in all capital letters, W-O-W, and then you can go back and make these wider, like block letters. Or if you're comfortable, go straight to it and make the block letters without the guide. But the guide is very helpful to help me make it fill the page. So I'm going around my very faint letters. You can see I'm making it much darker here. I'm making my letters very close together. And here's my W on the other one. I'm going around the outside edge. And I am making my other W. W, O, W. And I'm going to finish it off with an exclamation point. So next up is filling this in. You could use crayon and color your letters. Again, you could stick to the primaries. So maybe red, or you want a contrasting color because this will go on your background. Or if you had red paint, you could fill in your letters with paint. So finish filling in your letters, and the next step will be outlining your letters. Okay, most of this finished. I'm going to go back with a smaller brush and neaten up my Now I'm going back and outlining with a black crayon. You could use a black marker as well. You could even fill in your letters with marker or crayon, or if you have red paint or whatever color you'd like to choose. Again, I'm sticking with primary colors and black. So I'm finishing up my outlining, and next I'm going to color some background behind this. I think I'm going to go with some yellow to fill in the background. So again, you have a marker, that would be great, or some paint, or a crayon, colored pencil, whatever you have, to make this really pop. I'm going around kind of a zigzag pattern to help fill in my background. Next, I'm going to cut around my zigzags and get my whole piece cut out. Cut. Carefully cutting around my shape. So the final step, once you have your background completed and you have your wow ready, you can place it here. You can add other layers if you'd like. If you have larger paper, you could make a bigger background. Perhaps I could have made my wow a little bit smaller, but you could also put two pieces of paper together, stamp two pieces with the dots, and you could make a big sign like this, a big picture like that. Another option that you could come up with would be to maybe draw some things about God's world that make us say, wow. I hope you had fun. Thank you.